Good morning, retail traders. This is Washboardjim with a Sneaky Snake trading strategy where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. And right now we're going to talk about the watch list. We had Super Tuesday yesterday. Looked like Trump come out a winner. And then we've got PANW speaking this week. So we're waiting for that. And then we got employment numbers on Friday. So it's going to be kind of a buy the dip week, wait for the support, buy at support, sell at resistance. So I'm going to go over the watch list. Right now I'm having my morning Joe. It's almost 2:40 a.m. in the morning here in Missouri. So let's get on the watch list and just see what we're looking. Yesterday I called out SMCI on the pullback. We had a real good support level. We called the snake. We had the snake break out, pull back, boom. Called the exit idea. Got back in the trade once she pulled back and run it back up. Sold it right into close. Now that was a good trade yesterday. That's SMCI. I want to explain something. When I see it, SMCI is really on fire. Okay? We've had one heck of a run on this trade and we've had some volatility. So that's expected when you have such a stock that's had such a huge run. I mean, we're talking from 230 all the way up to $1,155 in a matter of 4 or 5 months. So that's a huge run, and they're going to pull back and consolidate. So we're gauging it off the 200 SMA on that 1 hour time frame. And that's our low support right at 888.37. Yesterday I did a video. I said we could pull back. Let me show you exactly here. So we were at an all-time high. We had a good run. I called a put out on this trade Monday, and we went ahead and pulled it on back. And then come in this morning and felt the same way. I needed to go ahead and see if we could connect to a double bottom. So this thing pulled back, and then I called the support level right at $1,000. I said when you have a breakout past 1,000, you want to use that $1,000 as a support level. See if it holds. If it holds that 1,000, then we could have a continuation back up to the upside. And that's exactly what happened. You can go back and watch that previous video I did, and you might pick up a few learning tips. So that's SMCI. We're going to clean this all up now so I can read it. Probably going to pull back a little bit more, maybe retest this support level. We got a pivot point here off the 200. I can see it right in here as easy as it could be. And I think that's going to be your support level to hold today. I'm going to put it right there, right at 1048.66. So if that comes down and hits that 200 on the 5-minute time frame and holds and starts to bounce up and create some kind of pattern, I think we can run this back up and have a 1, 2, 3, and then finally have a big knife on it. That's SMCI. So that's definitely on watch. Let's go down through the watch list here. Apple had a shit show yesterday. Definitely had a shit show yesterday. It pulled back. It's had a pretty hard sell-off. Now they keep trying to pump China. It has everything to do with China right now. Let's see if we can find a support on this baby. Yeah, we got a 1, 2, 3 and dip down below that. We could get down to 166.88. I'm going to raise this alert up just a little bit. Change that alert to 168.84 and see if that can hold. That'll be a 1, 2, 3 triple bottom, and it should hold that support level. And again, let me repeat that. That number is 168.84, and the solid support is right at 166.88. That's Apple. That's got to hold, or we're going to go ahead and have some more drama. But that's a very important number right there on Apple. We've got Adobe on here, Airbnb. Airbnb had a nice little rebound. We called this out here. It needs to pull back some also. Maybe right around 147.54 for your first support, and see if that holds. And that's going to be Airbnb. Amazon's on here. I'm really fired up on Amazon. I called this out a couple years back. We had a bottom down here, and I said, man, this thing is starving cheap. Now we're at resistance levels, and it's getting very expensive. Let me show you one trend line here that can tell you a 1, 2, 3 setup. Bam. So this thing can easily pull back and hit 162.52, and that'll be the triple top break. And if it pulls back and hits that 162, let me go ahead and put a support level in here, right there. I'm going to go off these candles right here, create an alert. 164.83 for Amazon. Definitely a good trade to watch. I got 170.20 and 164.83 to hold as support. Boeing's back above 200. We're on the 200 SMA. So if that holds support, we can run back up and hit this channel of resistance right around the 215 area. And that's a Darvis box. And we created one right here, and we could bounce off the 200 and run it back up, maybe hit the 9 or the 21, and that's right around 215. So I'd go in small if I was to trade that, look for some positive days. Maybe next week I'd start, maybe Thursday or Friday. We're going to see what happens today. Today's a big day. Bank of America, China's not doing very well. BYND, DWAC, FedEx, IBM, Mr. Here's another one that's had a huge run. I called this out yesterday for a put. I mean, these stocks that have just run way too damn much. Okay, 188.30 all the way to $1,300. Are you kidding me? In a year? Irrational exuberance. I'd short this sucker all the way down to the 200 almost. I mean, it's just way too high. MSTR from 188.30 all the way to 13.59 in a year. Irrational exuberance. Great opportunity to catch up on these huge runs. And I came out with an irrational exuberance video a couple weeks ago. Said it's coming. NVIDIA, the same reason. We get 222, 223 at the beginning of the year, and we went all the way to 876. Irrational exuberance, but that's the number one stock right now. So I'll keep trading this one too. Now let's go ahead and pull up the 20-day 1 hour to look for a pivot point, and that's right around 806.87. That'll be your strong buy. So bring your alert up to that. Right about there. 815.08. 815.08 with 806.87 low support. Now this thing pulls back and has a real sharp bounce back up to the 50 on the 1 hour time frame. These are moving averages that I use. I use the 200. I use the 200 SMA, the 50 SMA, the 63 EMA, the 21 EMA, and the 9 EMA. So NVIDIA is definitely one of them, and you want to keep a good eye on. Any kind of dip on this is a good buy, but I like to see it get back down here to 815 and then definitely load back up. PANW is another one that's had some drama. It pulled back yesterday morning and then had a nice little bounce back up to the 200. So it did find a 123 resistance, and it needs to consolidate a little bit to break that 200 SMA on the 1 hour. SMCI we did already. Snow on here. Snow's had a heart attack. It was at 240, 237. Now we're at 168. You look at this stock. I'm telling you, the stocks are way too damn high. 140 all the way up to 237. You got to be kidding me. In a matter of 4 or 5 months. Let them consolidate and find their previous consolidated area. This one here's had one hell of an attack. I mean, I can't emphasize how important it is to realize what irrational exuberance is, and when you have a president that can't even speak, when you have two wars going on, and maybe a third one. You have China in a deep recession. So things aren't that good. We're capitalists. We're the only country out there that's capitalist. And that's what makes it the difference between us and the communists. So the money's always going to come here unless we turn into commies. And we'll all be making the same wage. So that's about it. Keep a good eye on it. I'm definitely enjoyed trading the SPY and the SPX. The SPY 380 a year ago, all the way to 514. Irrational exuberance. SPX, the same thing. 3808, all the way to 5,149 in a year. Irrational exuberance. There's a lot of good stocks on here. Target, another one that got hit with wokeism. Now I had a Darvis box up here. We've almost made it to the top of that resistance level of 175. We called this one out down at the bottom when things were cheap. They're not so cheap anymore. But you got to be a little bit more patient and cautious, or you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble. Now Target's one of them pump and dumps that Wall Street loves. And we did find support down here at a double bottom on the yearly time frame. Each one of these candles represent a year. So that was a solid support off the 9 EMA. So we got to break 175.11. If not, she'll pull back. We have resistance, and I think we'll have it again. And then she'll pull back and consolidate, and then finally break out of that 175. But, you know, I don't trade Target. It's too woke for me. Walmart's taking over the market share right now. It's worth a lot more money than Target by any day. They have a lot better quality stuff even. So I love Walmart. Walmart's always been kind of cheap here. That's it. Be watching my watch list. Now when I come in here in the morning, first thing I do is I look at the volume highs. I'll look through the volume high, then I'll come over here and I'll go to the percentage red and the percentage green, and I'll look at what's running and what's not run. And this is my watch list that I use. So if I see something I like that's in the red, and I'm going to take a good look at it and then see if it's tradable. And if I find something that's really up real green, I might run it for a gap play, or I might run it back down as a gap up pullback. So that's it. Retail traders. We'll see what the market brings today. I wish everybody a great day. This is the Sneaky Snake Trading Strategy, where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. Have a great day.